differentiability. As I mentioned you in the previous sessions, that in the sense in the last class about derivative, differentiability, differentiation, along with three different definitions of dy by dx. I am just recalling all those things and then I will continue with some simple examples. After that, I will give you reasons for non-differentiability in this session. Okay, so just have a look. First definition, as I mentioned, dy by dx is the instantaneous rate of change in y with respect to x. Instantaneous rate of change. Okay, that in the sense, rate of change is also changing from moment to moment, from instant to instant, from point to point, identifying the change in y with respect to very small change in x at a point is considered as this instantaneous rate of change, and that is dy by dx, which usually we mention as limit delta x tending to 0 delta y by delta x, change in y by change in x for very small change in x. Okay, whereas coming to definition 2 is nothing but derivative of a function at x is equals to a, like y is equals to f of x is a function, and for this function at a point x is equals to a, if you there is a chance of sketching a tangent and the slope of the tangent is nothing but dy by dx at x is equals to a. Okay, what is this definition 2? For a curve, at each and every point there is a chance of sketching a tangent. Slope of the tangent at a point is nothing but dy by dx at that point, and this is definition 2. Okay, I mentioned you all these things in the last class, right? And now coming to definition 3. Usually we use this definition 3 for mathematical purposes of differentiation, whereas coming to the applications of derivatives, applications of this differentiation, we will use all these three definitions. Okay, and coming to definitions 3, mathematical way, dy by dx x is equals to a is simply nothing but limit extending to a f of x minus f of a by x minus a, and that is it, or you may say both are equal, and to find dy by dx x is equals to a, as I said, this is simply nothing but f dash of a. Okay, we have a chance to rotate it like f dash of a. Derivative of the function f of x, which is f dash of x at the point a. This can be calculated either by using any one of these two as per the requirement. Okay, one thing is this limit extending to a f of x minus f of a by x minus a, and the other thing is this limit h tending to 0 f of a plus h minus f of a by h. Okay, which in turn nothing but if change in these inputs is very small, then we are observing change in the functional values. That's what actually it means. Okay, and now already we learned many things in limits. So calculating this limit extending to a f of x minus f of a involves with two parts. Okay, one thing is this limit extending to a minus f of x minus f of a by x minus a, whereas the other thing is nothing but limit extending to a plus f of x minus f of a divided by x minus a. And for some special type of functions and some specially designed functions, usually we need to calculate this limit extending to a minus f of x minus a by f of a, as well this limit extending to a plus f of x minus f of a by x minus a. Same limit value, left limit as well right limit we are observing. This particular limit value is considered as left hand derivative, and this is considered as right hand derivative. And if both this left limit and right limit, that means if both this left hand derivative and right hand derivative are equal, then we say the function is differentiable, otherwise the function is not differentiable at that particular point. So finally, to find the derivative for a function or to check whether a function is differentiable or not, we need to concentrate on this left hand derivative and right hand derivative. If these two are equal, it is differentiable, and that equal limit value is the derivative. Okay, have a look, and all these things actually I mentioned you in the last class. Now I will continue my discussion from here onwards with mentioning some simple examples. Okay, have a look. check differentiability for f of x is equals to mod x at x is equals to 0. As per our definitions, to check the differentiability or to find the derivative of this function mod x at x is equals to 0, we need to concentrate on left hand derivative as well right hand derivative, okay, which is just similar to the concept of limits, okay. Left hand derivative, right? Left hand derivative is nothing but at x is equals to 0 we need to calculate, and it is left hand derivative we need to start limit extending to 0 minus f of x minus f of 0 divided by x minus 0. This particular limit value is considered as left hand derivative. Whereas coming to right hand derivative, limit extending to 0 plus f of x minus f of 0 divided by x minus 0. Okay, so left hand derivative is this extending to 0 minus, and right hand derivative is this extending to 0 plus f of x minus f of 0 by x minus 0. And first of all you need to observe f of x. What is f of x here? Here f of x is the given function modulus of x. And what is f of 0? F of 0 is simply replacing x with 0. That means modulus of 0, and that modulus of 0 is 0. So we need to replace f of x with modulus of x as well f of 0 with 0. Okay, then what will happen? Now I am just trying to replace here. Okay, right. So this is equals to limit extending to x tending to 0. This f of x is modulus of x minus f of 0 is 0 divided by x minus 0, and this is extending to 0 minus, right? Okay. And as x is tending to 0 minus, we need to calculate mod x minus 0 by x minus 0, because f of 0 is 0. And now mod x minus 0 by x minus 0 is simply nothing but modulus of x by x. Okay, this is actually mod x minus 0 by x minus 0. For your comfort, I am just mentioning one more step. Limit extending to 0 minus modulus of x by x. Now as x is tending to 0 minus, we can replace mod x with minus x, because x is negative here. Okay, x is less than 0, x is negative, so you simply replace modulus of x with minus x. Okay, as x is tending to 0, minus is nothing but minus x by x. Cancel out this minus x and you left with minus 1. So left hand derivative for the function modulus of x at x is equals to 0 is minus 1. Whereas coming to right hand derivative, use the same idea. Limit extending to 0 plus f of x is here mod x minus 0, because f of 0 is 0 divided by x minus 0. And again this is what? Nothing but limit extending to 0. Since x is tending to 0 plus, in the sense x value is greater than 0, so modulus of x is x. So x by x, just cancel this, you will get 1. So finally when you observe, left hand derivative is minus 1, whereas right hand derivative is plus 1. So this left hand derivative and right hand derivative are not equal, because it is minus 1 and 1. Since these two are not equal, at x is equals to 0, this f of x is equals to mod x is non-differentiable. What it is? Non-differentiable. Why? Because the left hand derivative value as well right hand derivative value are not equal, and so it is non-differentiable. Okay, in last class already we discussed about f of x is equals to x square at a point, and now we are discussing for mod x is equals to 0. Again I will give you one or two simple examples. Have a look, go with the screenshot. So finally one thing you need to memorize, what it is? Modulus of x is non-differentiable at x is equals to 0. So mod x is non-differentiable at x is equals to 0, right? So that is a non-differentiable function. But we have many differentiable functions. So among those, f of x is equal to x cube is one such function which is differentiable everywhere. At x is equals to b, what is its derivative? Whether it is differentiable or not, we need to check, and then we need to observe the derivative of that function. See, for that, I know that f of x is equals to x cube is a normal function. That means this function won't change its definition. Always it is x cube. And so, no need to find left derivative and right derivative. Directly you just calculate limit derivative, okay? I am just saying no need to calculate left hand derivative and right hand derivative for this f of x is equals to x cube. Both these values are same, and that is equals to limit extending to b. At b we are finding extending to b f of x minus f of b divided by x minus b, and that is equals to limit extending to b. F of x is this x cube minus f of b is b cube divided by x minus b. Is it right? F of b is b cube and f of x is x cube. And now see, you just think about this x cube minus b cube by x minus b as extending to b. Here you just use your limit ideas, formula of limits which you learnt at limits. Okay, this is one of the standard formula of limit, or you may go with the factorization method. From there directly we can write it like 3 into b power 3 minus 1. In generally at limits we learnt it as n into a power n minus 1, right? 3 into b power 3 minus 1 is simply nothing but what? 3b square. And finally f of x is equals to x cube. At x is equals to b, its derivative is 3b square. So at x is equals to b, 3b square. At x is equals to c, 3c square you will get. At x is equals to say some alpha, your answer is 3 alpha square. So in generally if you observe those limit values, so derivative of x cube with respect to x is simply nothing but 3x square, and finally this is the derivative. Here in the case of this f of x is equals to x cube, left hand derivative, right hand derivative both will generate same answers like 3b square, and that's why we say that this function is differentiable and this is derivative. Okay, so derivative of x cube with respect to x is 3x square. In the same way, if you extend your idea for x power n, derivative of x power n with respect to n is x is simply nothing but n into x power n minus 1. Okay, I think you all know this formula, but here at differentiability we are generating the formula of differentiation using the basic idea, using the limit definition. Okay, and this way of finding derivative formula is mentioned as definition method or first principles method. Okay, have a look, and here we have derivative of x power n as n into x power n minus 1. That's it. Have a look. Now this time we are discussing differentiability for sin x at x is equals to b. Okay, right. So again, finding differentiability is nothing but we need to calculate left hand derivative and right hand derivative. Okay, see sin x is for sin x also we no need to find left hand derivative and right hand derivative separately. Okay, directly you just find derivative. Okay, left hand derivative and right hand derivative. Limit extending to b, f of x minus f of b divided by x minus b. This is the basic definition of the derivative. Or I have another definition. What it is? Limit, as I mentioned, limit h tending to 0 f of b plus h minus f of b divided by h. Okay, you may use either this definition or that definition, no problem, right? Now this time I am using this second definition. Just this second definition simplifies my calculation part. Okay, or some, if you are interested, you just go with first definition also, no problem. Both are same actually. So this is equals to limit h tending to 0 f of b plus h. What is f of x? Sin x. Or what is f of b plus h? This is sin of b plus h minus sin b divided by h. Okay, f of x is sin x, f of b plus h is sin of b plus h, f of b is sin b divided by h. Now this time when you think about the numerator, okay, what you will get? This is of the format sin c minus sin d. Sin c minus sin d can be written as how? Sin c minus sin d. 2 cos of c plus d by 2 into sin of c minus d by 2. That's what I am using. So this is equals to limit h tending to 0. Sin c minus sin d is nothing but 2 cos of c plus d by 2. C is b plus h and this is b. Together 2b plus h by 2 into sin of c minus d. B plus h minus b is simply h by 2. divided by h we have. And now in the next step I will rewrite it in such a way, this is equals to limit h tending to 0. What we have here? 2 cos of 2b plus h by 2 into sin h by 2 by h. See, just think about this cos 2b by 2 is b and this is h by 2. Limit h tending to 0 cos of b plus h by 2 into sin h by 2. Here we have sin h by 2. And these 2 from the numerator, h with the denominator together will become h by 2. See, as h is tending to 0, we learnt at limits that limit theta tending to 0 sin theta by theta 1. So this sin h by 2 value has h tending to 0 is 1. So since this value is 1, so that is 1. And now here this is equals to what? Cos of b plus 0 and into 1. And that cos of b plus 0 is nothing but what? Cos b. So finally derivative of sin x is what? At x is equals to b, it is cos b. Okay, already we know that derivative of sin x is cos x as a differentiation formula. But now here we are checking whether it is right or wrong using the limit concept. Okay, so since left hand derivative and right hand derivative together directly generates cos b as the derivative value or limit value, so this function is differentiable and the derivative is cos b. At x is equals to b, it is cos b. At x is equals to c, it is cos c. At x is equals to alpha, it is cos alpha. So if you generalize this, d by dx of sin x is equals to cos x. In the same way, there is a chance of generating all the differentiation formulae using this particular differentiation method. So in this way, using the formula of limits, we will derive the formula of differentiation. Okay, so you all know that d by dx of x power n, derivative of x power n is n into x power n minus 1, and derivative of sin x is cos x, derivative of cos x is minus sin x, whereas derivative of tan x is secant square x. Okay, we will develop all these formulae using limits formula and with the limit definition. And I think you all know that derivative of e power x is e power x, derivative of a power x is a power x into log a to the base e, and derivative of log x to the base e is 1 by x. Likewise, we can develop many formulas. Okay, we can develop many frequently required formulas of differentiation using this particular limit concept, limit definition. Okay, right. So I am not trying to give the list here. I think you all have the list and I think you all know the formula also, right? So initially the purpose of differentiability is to check whether the function is differentiable or not by observing left derivative and right derivative. If it is differentiable, then the next task is to find that derivative value. Okay, all these functions are differentiable functions and all these values are derivatives for this functions. Okay, whereas when you think about modulus of x, this modulus of x is not differentiable and so it has no derivative. Okay, at x is equals to 0 actually. At some other point it is again differentiable and we have the derivative also, right? Have a look. I will give you one more example on the same idea. So, check continuity and differentiability of f of x at x is equals to 0 for the given function. We need to check continuity as well differentiability at that point x is equals to 0. Okay, see, enough to check at that point, right? First of all, concentrate on the checking of continuity. For that we need what? Left hand limit as well right hand limit. Okay, so I am just trying to calculate left hand limit. Left hand limit is simply nothing but limit x tending to 0 minus, okay, the definition is same, right? X not equals to 0, for that we need to calculate x tending to 0 minus x into e power 1 by x divided by 1 plus e power 1 by x, right? As x is tending to 0 minus, what to say about 1 by x? As x is tending to 0 minus, 1 by x is tending to minus infinity. Already I mentioned you many times, right? So this is equals to replace x with 0 into e power x is 0 minus x is negative and neither to 0. 1 by x is also negative and it is there at infinity. So this is e power minus infinity divided by 1 plus e power minus infinity. And what is the value of this e power minus infinity? 0, right? We derived already. See, the simple task e power minus infinity is nothing but what? 1 by e power infinity, 1 by infinity, and that is 0. So this is 0. 0 into 0 and this is again 0. So we have 0 by 1 plus 0 is equals to 0. So left hand limit is 0. Right. And the next thing is right hand limit. So for this right hand limit, what we need to do? Use same definition, but as x is tending to 0 plus. Limit x tending to 0 plus. And what is this definition? X e power 1 by x divided by 1 plus e power 1 by x. See, for left hand limit, direct substitution is generating 0, no problem. Whereas here at right hand limit, direct substitution, what it is? When you replace x with 0, 0 into e power 1 by 0, here it is infinity. Infinity, is it right? Okay, and divided by 1 plus e power infinity again. So that is equals to 0 into infinity divided by 1 plus infinity. E power infinity is infinity, right? To avoid this ambiguity of calculating 0 into infinity by infinity. Okay, here it is again 1 plus infinity is infinity. Here we have infinity by infinity format. Just to avoid this ambiguity of calculating that value, we need to move with a simple modification of the function. Limit extending to 0 plus x e power 1 by x by 1 plus e power 1 by x, right? What I do is I am just dividing numerator and denominator with e power 1 by x, or otherwise you just move this e power 1 by x as a denominator of the denominator. That is equals to limit x tending to 0 plus x divided by 1 by e power 1 by x plus 1. And now when you replace x with 0, 0 divided by 1 plus, see as I said it is what? Infinity, right? 1 by infinity plus 1. 1 by infinity is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 by 1 is 0, right hand limit is also 0. So just observe here, left hand limit value 0, right hand limit value 0, at x is equals to 0, f of x is also 0. That means functional value is 0, left limit is 0, right limit is 0, so the given function is continuous at x is equals to 0. Okay, till the story is good. And now what's the next step? Now we need to check the differentiability at the same point. Okay, first thing is clear that the function is continuous because left limit, right limit and function value are same. Now what to say about differentiability? I am just erasing this. To calculate left hand derivative, right hand derivative at this for this function at x is equals to 0. Okay, left hand derivative, as per the definition, limit extending to 0 minus f of x minus f of 0 divided by x minus 0, right? So now this is equals to limit extending to 0 minus f of x is this definition, x e power 1 by x by 1 plus e power 1 by x minus, at x is equals to 0, f of x is 0, so f of 0 is 0 divided by x minus 0. Okay, right, something minus 0 is this something divided by x, cancel out this x and x. So we have this is equals to limit x tending to 0 minus simply e power 1 by x divided by 1 plus e power 1 by x. Now how to calculate this? The task is very simple. As x tending to 0 minus 1 by x is tending to minus infinity, so e power minus infinity by 1 plus e power minus infinity, and we know that e power minus infinity value is 0, 0 by 1 plus 0, and that is 0. So left hand derivative value is also 0 for the function at x is equals to 0. Then think about right hand derivative. So left hand derivative is okay, 0. Then what to say about the right hand derivative again for the function? If both these are equal, we say it as differentiable, otherwise not differentiable. Okay. Now coming to right hand derivative. So for right hand derivative extending to 0 plus. Same definition. For right hand derivative extending to 0 plus. Same definition, minus 0 by x minus 0. For right hand derivative extending to 0 plus is e power 1 by x by 1 plus e power 1 by x. Now direct substitution will generate indeterminate form. Okay. Directly when you replace x with 0, e power infinity is infinity and denominator is also infinity, indeterminate form. To avoid, again do the same modification. Okay. Limit extending to 0 plus, when you send this e power 1 by x as a denominator, for this denominator 1 by 1 plus e power 1 by x plus 1. Now as extending to 0 plus e power 1 by x is e power infinity, and which is infinity. So as I said, 1 by infinity plus 1. This is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Numerator is also 1, and this value is 1 here. Just observe this. This is 1. Right hand derivative is 1, okay? Whereas left hand derivative is 0. Left hand derivative is 0, right hand derivative is 0. So then what to say about this differentiability? Non-differentiable. This particular function is non-differentiable at x is equals to 0. So in this way we will check the differentiability of the functions. If that left derivative and right derivative are not equal, then we declare that the function is non-differentiable, or otherwise it is differentiable, and we will find derivative also. Okay, have a look.